If you want to speak English with confidence as an engineer, start here. These 100 words are your foundation. Let's build your professional English, one word at a time. Let's start. Torque. Rotational force applied to an object. The motor generates enough torque to lift the load. The motor generates enough torque to lift the load. Shear. A force that causes layers to slide against each other. The beam failed due to shear stress. The beam failed due to shear stress. Stress. Internal resistance of a material to external force. High stress caused the metal to deform. High stress caused the metal to deform. Strain. Deformation caused by applied stress. The cable showed signs of strain after tension. The cable showed signs of strain after tension. Load. The weight or force a structure must support. The bridge can handle a heavy load. The bridge can handle a heavy load. Bearing. A machine element that reduces friction. The bearing allows the shaft to rotate smoothly. The bearing allows the shaft to rotate smoothly. Welding. Joining metals by heat or pressure. Welding is required to assemble the frame. Welding is required to assemble the frame. Calibration. Adjusting instruments to ensure accuracy. The device needs calibration before use. The device needs calibration before use. Conductivity. Ability to transmit heat or electricity. Copper has high conductivity. Copper has high conductivity. Insulation. Material that prevents heat to electric flow. Proper insulation reduces energy loss. Proper insulation reduces energy loss. Voltage. Electrical potential difference. The circuit operates at 12 volts. The circuit operates at 12 volts. Current. Flow of electric charge. The motor draws high current. The motor draws high current. Resistance. Opposition to electric current. The resistor limits current flow. The resistor limits current flow. Frequency. Cycles per second of a wave. The signal has a frequency of 60 Hz. The signal has a frequency of 60 Hz. Capacitance. Ability to store electric charge. The capacitor smooths voltage spikes. The capacitor smooths voltage spikes. Inductance. Property that resists changes in current. Inductance is key in transformer design. Inductance is key in transformer design. Circuit. A closed path allowing electric flow. The circuit is protected by a fuse. The circuit is protected by a fuse. Grounding. Connecting to earth for safety. Proper grounding prevents electric shock. Proper grounding prevents electric shock. Transformer. Device that changes voltage levels. The transformer steps down the voltage. The transformer steps down the voltage. Relay. Electrically operated switch. The relay activates when voltage rises. The relay activates when voltage rises. Algorithm. Step-by-step computational procedure. The algorithm optimizes the path. The algorithm optimizes the path. Simulation. Virtual test of a system. We ran a simulation before building the prototype. We ran a simulation before building the prototype. Prototype. Initial working model. The prototype revealed design flaws. The prototype revealed design flaws. Optimization. Improving performance or efficiency. We optimized the design for durability. We optimized the design for durability. Iteration. Repeated version for improvement. Each iteration made the model faster. Each iteration made the model faster. Framework. Structural foundation. The software uses a modular framework. The software uses a modular framework. Automation. Using machines to perform tasks. Automation reduced production time. automation reduced production time. Debugging, identifying and fixing errors. Debugging took longer than expected. Debugging took longer than expected. Scalability, ability to handle growth. The system has excellent scalability. The system has excellent scalability. Integration, combining components into one. We achieved full system integration. We achieved full system integration. Compression, squeezing force on a material. The column resists high compression. The column resists high compression. Tension, pulling force on a material. The cable is under heavy tension. The cable is under heavy tension. Elasticity, ability to return to original shape. Rubber has high elasticity. Rubber has high elasticity. Plasticity, permanent deformation capacity. Metal shows plasticity under heat. Metal shows plasticity under heat. Fatigue, weakening due to repeated stress. Metal fatigue caused the crack. Metal fatigue caused the crack. Fracture, breaking of a material. A fracture formed near the bolt. A fracture formed near the bolt. Corrosion, material deterioration due to chemicals. Corrosion damaged the steel pipes. Corrosion damaged the steel pipes. Alloy, mixture of metals. Stainless steel is an alloy of iron and chromium. Stainless steel is an alloy of iron and chromium. Viscosity, resistance of a fluid to flow. Oil viscosity changes with temperature. Oil viscosity changes with temperature. Turbulence, chaotic fluid motion. Turbulence affects pipeline efficiency. Turbulence affects pipeline efficiency. Blueprint, technical drawing or plan. We followed the blueprint to build the structure. We followed the blueprint to build the structure. Specification, detailed technical requirements. The pump meets all specifications. The pump meets all specifications. Tolerance, acceptable variation in dimensions. The part is machined within tolerance. The part is machined within tolerance. Assembly, combining parts into a whole. The assembly process took 2 hours. The assembly process took 2 hours. Subsystem, a smaller system within a larger one. Each subsystem must be tested individually. Each subsystem must be tested individually. Efficiency, ratio of useful output to input. The turbine has high efficiency. The turbine has high efficiency. Reliability, ability to perform consistently. Reliability is critical in medical devices. Reliability is critical in medical devices. Redundancy, duplicate components for safety. The aircraft uses redundancy to prevent failures. The aircraft uses redundancy to prevent failures. Validation, confirming a system meets requirements. Software validation is mandatory. Software validation is mandatory. Benchmark, standard test for comparison. We benchmarked the processor speed. We benchmarked the processor speed. Hydraulics, technology using pressurized fluids. Hydraulics power the lift system. Hydraulics power the lift system. Pneumatics, technology using compressed air. Pneumatics control the valve movement. Pneumatics control the valve movement. Actuator, device that converts energy into motion. The actuator controls the piston. The actuator controls the piston. Valve, device controlling fluid flow. The valve regulates pressure. The valve regulates pressure. Manifold, pipe system branching into several outlets. The manifold distributes hydraulic fluid. The manifold distributes hydraulic fluid. Filtration, removing particles from fluids. Filtration improves water quality. Flow rate, volume of fluid per time unit. The pump has a high flow rate. The pump has a high flow rate. Pressure, force per unit area. Pressure increases with depth. Pressure increases with depth. Reservoir, container for storing fluids. The reservoir holds hydraulic oil. The reservoir holds hydraulic oil. Pipeline. System of pipes for transport. The pipeline carries natural gas. The pipeline carries natural gas. Data logger. Device that records measurements. The data logger monitors temperature. The data logger monitors temperature. Sensor. Device detecting physical input. The sensor detects pressure changes. The sensor detects pressure changes. Transducer. Converts one form of energy to another. Ultrasound uses a piezoelectric transducer. Ultrasound uses a piezoelectric transducer. Actuation. Process of moving or controlling a mechanism. Actuation is triggered by the controller. Actuation is triggered by the controller. Feedback loop. Outputs that influence inputs. Controllers rely on feedback loops. Controllers rely on feedback loops. PID control. Proportional integral derivative control system. PID control stabilizes temperature. PID control stabilizes temperature. Interface. Point of interaction between systems. The user interface is intuitive. The user interface is intuitive. Firmware. Embedded software in hardware. The firmware needs an update. The firmware needs an update. Latency. Delay between input and response. Low latency improves performance. Low latency improves performance. Bandwidth. Data transfer capacity. The network has high bandwidth. The network has high bandwidth. Algorithmic. Related to algorithms. Algorithmic control improves accuracy. Algorithmic control improves accuracy. Binary. Using digits 0 and 1. Data is stored in binary code. Data is stored in binary code. Compiling. Converting code to executable form. The program is compiling now. The program is compiling now. Runtime. Period when a program operates. The runtime error caused a crash. The runtime error caused a crash. Repository. Storage for code or data. The repository contains all versions. The repository contains all versions. Module. Reusable unit of software. We added a new module for analytics. We added a new module for analytics. Protocol. Rules governing data exchange. The devices communicate via a secure protocol. The devices communicate via a secure protocol. Encryption. Converting data into secure format. Encryption protects sensitive files. Encryption protects sensitive files. Compiler. Software that converts code. The compiler detected syntax errors. The compiler detected syntax errors. Syntax. Set of rules in programming. Incorrect syntax caused the error. Incorrect syntax caused the error. Kinematics. Study of motion without forces. Kinematics describes robot arm movement. Kinematics describes robot arm movement. Dynamics. Study of forces causing motion. Dynamics explains acceleration. Dynamics explains acceleration. Thermodynamics. Study of heat and energy. Thermodynamics governs engine efficiency. Thermodynamics governs engine efficiency. Entropy. Measure of system disorder. Entropy increases over time. Entropy increases over time. Heat transfer. Movement of thermal energy. Heat transfer is critical in cooling systems. Heat transfer is critical in cooling systems. Combustion. Burning process producing heat. Combustion drives the engine. Combustion drives the engine. Reactor. Device where controlled reactions occur. The reactor maintains stable power. The reactor maintains stable power. Fluid mechanics. Behavior of liquids and gases. Fluid mechanics explains pump behavior. Fluid mechanics explains pump behavior. Viscous, thick and slow flowing. Honey is highly viscous. Honey is highly viscous. Diffusion, spreading of particles. Diffusion occurs faster at high temperatures. Diffusion occurs faster at high temperatures. Geotechnical, related to soil and earth materials. Geotechnical tests assess soil strength. Geotechnical tests assess soil strength. Surveying, measuring land for construction. Surveying is needed before excavation. Surveying is needed before excavation. Excavation, removing earth for building. Excavation began this morning. Excavation began this morning. Foundation, lowest support of a structure. The foundation must resist settlement. The foundation must resist settlement. Reinforcement, strengthening material. Reinforcement bars increase concrete strength. Reinforcement bars increase concrete strength. Infrastructure, basic physical systems of an area. Infrastructure requires constant maintenance. Infrastructure requires constant maintenance. Sustainability, designing with environmental responsibility. Sustainability guides new construction. Sustainability guides new construction. Life cycle, stages from creation to disposal. Engineers analyze the product life cycle. Engineers analyze the product life cycle. Specification, precise technical requirement. The device meets military specifications. The device meets military specifications. Compliance, meeting standards or regulations. Compliance is essential in medical engineering. Compliance is essential in medical engineering. Congratulations! You just learned 100 new business words. Most people stop at one video, but you're still here. That's the difference between learning and transforming. Subscribe, and let's move to the next level.